Who does he think he is saying he's the Son of God? You are compromising your religious beliefs if you support this monster. It doesn't say that. Neither does he say, well, what are we going to do? Just pay your taxes. Look at his response. He says, whose image is this? Whose inscription is this? Caesar's, they replied. Then Jesus said to them, give back to Caesar what is Caesar's. He changes the question. They asked, should we pay? Jesus said, you should give back. Caesar's image is on the coin. Do you know why? He minted it. It's his. He made it. It belongs to him. If it belongs to him, if it has his image on it, then give it back to him. Now, we're going to get to the second half of Jesus' answer in just a minute, but I want the first half is so critically important. Jesus is establishing the fact that there are certain things that are the domain, the rightful domain of the government, of governing authorities. In fact, Paul, the first century apostle, caught on to this. And 27 years after this exchange, he wrote what we today call the book of Romans. It was a letter he wrote to the Christian church in the city of Rome, the capital of the Roman Empire. And he wrote this during the reign of Emperor Nero, who was crazy and launched the first massive persecution against Christians that would end up taking the life of both Peter and Paul. Now, he has something to say about what is the rightful domain of the government. And I just gave you that context. So before you say and push back, well, this doesn't apply to us because Paul didn't know how bad Joe Biden would be. Paul didn't know how bad Donald Trump would be. Emperor Nero, okay, the worst, okay? If you don't even name your dog Nero, okay? This is like the worst guy ever. And here's what Paul wrote about, not Nero, about the government. He said, let everyone be subject to the governing authorities. For there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted. And those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. Now, Paul chose a very important phrase here. He said, be subject to. Let anyone be subject to. Now, that's informing us on the purpose and domain of the government. It is to preserve order in society. The easiest way to think of the purpose of government is to think of a traffic light, okay? What's the purpose of a traffic light? Not a trick question. To keep cars from crashing into each other at an intersection. Now, it doesn't work very well, so now we have roundabouts, but let's just stick with one illustration at a time. Okay, the purpose of a traffic light is to preserve orderly traffic, so people don't crash, so people don't get injured, so people don't die, so car insurance prices don't go even higher than they already have, okay? That's the purpose of a traffic light, to preserve order. Now, let's say you come up to the same intersection every day as it's turning red, and you think to yourself, this light never turns green. So you get out your phone. Not you, other people. And you quick check a few things on your phone, and you don't notice the light has turned green in front of you. So the driver behind you, who notices the light turn green, lets you know it's turned green. Maybe by honking their horn, maybe by giving you the one-finger salute, maybe by driving aggressively near you after you do eventually get going. Now, the traffic light can't help you with that, can it? The traffic light can't heal relationships. The traffic light can't make us better humans. All it can do is preserve orderly traffic. That's a microcosm of what the government's role is, to preserve order. Without preserving order, society would devolve, eventually into anarchy. But it does not have the tools. Government does not have the tools to heal broken relationships. It does not have the tools to make us better humans. It has a critical role, but it is a fixed role.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for checking out that last clip. My name is James and I serve as the Digital Media Director at Hope Church. If you're interested in exploring more about this topic, just click the link down in the description. But we also wanted to take some time to personally invite you to come join us for our next live stream that's going to happen right here on YouTube starting at 8:25 a.m. Central. You'll be welcomed by our on-air host who will guide you through that day's experience. We have chat hosts ready to answer any questions that you might have. And we would just love for you to come be a part of our growing online community. But the real highlight is that we get a chance to meet you. So if you're interested in joining us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you'll get notified when we go live this Sunday. I cannot wait to hang out with you, and we'll see you there.